Hey guys, welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Let's continue on. Slowly. Okay, let's check out this stuff over here. This bolt can shoot it to deal 50 points of damage that can't be ignored or reduced. This bolt cannot miss. That's pretty handy. I think that'll be useful. Let's see. I think we want to try and charge in here with dog. Bill's fever is not so great. We need 2 consecutive saves. Let's see. Buff set up. Mage armor. Okay, hang on. Let's check Ember. Okay, yeah, that's fine, I guess. 3, 4, okay, yeah. So we have Waldriff and Ember and Land will be a little bit behind. That's fine, though, I think. Question is bark skin. To use this more or what?
Let us not hesitate.
Okay, 0 spell uses today. Alright, we need to rest up to get the spell points, but ideally we would get Waldriff and Ember also up to level 4 before we rest, just so they can have level 2 spells as well. Because we don't want to, yeah, we still don't want to rest too much just yet. Let's just charge in and attack these guys. Ooh, there is a lot of them.
Cover me.
Okay. Waldriff, Ember.
Die already.
Should we use... No, we can't use grease anymore. Flame Blade, Cultist, Dretch, Cleric. Okay. We could use Bless. I think that's probably nice. That would be nice to have. Okay, our dog's down. Bless didn't work. Okay. Decent amount of damage. Okay, that's good. That's not good. Familiar is down, but that should be fine. Just one guy left. Hopefully we can hit him. Good.
Together we stand.
We don't have a priest, so we can't do the mass heal. Ooh, got some nice half plates apparently. Heavy encumbrance now, okay. Hide armor +1. Half plate +1. Ooh, okay. Have 27 armor class on Sealer. It does improve her to 28, so let's do that. I don't think we have anyone else that we'd want to give heavy armor to. I don't think anyone else can wear it. Hide armor. Crypt Raiders armor. She's at 20. That puts her down to 19. Okay. So let's keep the armor she has on. We can probably give this to Lan. I think that's fine. Doesn't have much else at the moment. Composite longbow. Longbow. We can switch it up for a composite longbow, I suppose. Actually, we'll give him masterwork longbow. Okay. Let's stealth up again. Alright, so this is where we did all the festivities and partook in those games, I suppose. At least that's what it looks like. Sneak around a bit. Okay. Thank the gods, I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you crusaders, mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I am a servant of Count Daron Kenabres Arende. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away on the next street over. Count Arende, I've seen him a few times before. From afar, he looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. It was only a 10 difficulty class. That's a bummer. You have heard of the Arendes in passing. There is some past tragedy connected with the family. Tell me more about what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back to dusk again, serving guests at the Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there are demons inside the mansion. I couldn't even reach the Count. The monsters had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on. He and his guests were in the great hall, and as far as I could tell, the door to the room was sealed and the demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built, but the demons will have to work hard to get past them, so you still have time to rescue the people inside. Alright, I'll help. Where's your master's house? It's not far at all. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. Okay. I think this is where Ramian should be. There he is. Hear me, take heed. The hordes of the Abyss march on Kenabres. The Wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. Okay. Good to know. The golden-curled Arsamar greets you with a graceful bow. So you found me. I have nowhere else to run. I am at your mercy. Kill me if you wish, but I ask you, hear me out first. Did you really know about the demon attack before it happened? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she has been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches have come to us by the most reliable channel bestowed upon us by the great dreamer herself. Okay, so that's in reference to Desna. They have come to us in dreams. Prelate Helrun brushed them off as meaningless reveries, and, well, I admit that it isn't always easy to distinguish our allies' messages from ordinary dreams. But even ordinary dreams are gifts from Desna and are always worthy of attention. The prelate and all the crusade leaders, for that matter, should have put less store in reason and more in intuition, inspiration, and spontaneity. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who calls himself the Storyteller arrived in Kenabres. This wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. According to him, the wardstone in our city, the first and most important in the chain of wardstones weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption. It seems that the Red Morning Massacre and other demon attacks, even the ones we fended off, did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the prelate did not wish to listen to the Storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burnt at the stake as a heretic. We had such vital information on our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen all the way to the catastrophic end. Not all dreams have benign origins. What if those dreams were sent by demons? In a different time and place, someone perhaps could have become the victim of false dreams sent by monsters. But here in the war with the Abyss, the goddess is keeping a close eye on her most faithful followers. I have no doubt that if a demon tried to intrude upon the dreams of any one of us, Desna's punishment would have been swift. Tell me about the strange rituals that were going to be performed on the wardstone. Ramian looked slightly abashed. When my attempts to open Halrun's eyes ended in failure, a few of my young adepts resolved to take matters into their own hands. They did not consult me before doing so, but I have never demanded iron discipline from my priests. Army commanders may have subordinates, but I have pupils and fellow worshippers. I can only inspire them, I cannot command them, and it seems they were inspired all on their own. In other words, you get to preach whatever you want and you don't have to take any responsibility for your flock. You've really got it made. For pity's sake, how can I be held responsible for the actions of others? These are not children we are discussing here. They are grown adults endowed with their own free will. Praise the goddess. Of course, we all help one another, but in the final reckoning, each of us decides how we will act, and each must answer for those choices. They had no ill intent. They only wished to access the wardstone in secret and try to cleanse it. But to Halrun, this became perform a suspect ritual after hearing even more suspect voices in their dreams. The children wanted to save their city, but the Inquisitors detained them and almost killed them. I had to intervene. I used my authority and my power as a cleric to give them a chance to flee. If they hadn't got away, they were destined for a cell in the prelate's dungeons and quite likely death. Why are you and Halrun feuding? Oh, I'm not feuding with him. I sincerely wish only the best for the man. In an ideal world, he'd be far away from the front lines enjoying a peaceful retirement. But even if that isn't possible, I've always tried to help him fulfill the mission he has taken upon himself, and to which he has proved fatally ill-suited, protecting Kenabres against demons. Unfortunately, he is convinced that the followers of Desna are heretics and saboteurs. He refused to listen to me, and it was only the knightly orders that deterred him from including us in his witch hunt. Now there is clearly no one left to stand in his way. He is finally free to get rid of us once and for all. Is there a chance you can resolve your conflict? I don't know. Halrun's faith is truly formidable. Not only his faith in Iomade, but in his own infallibility. In other words, he's as hard-headed as a rock troll. But even so, Desna teaches us never to lose hope. Talk to him. Try to explain that we are fighting on the same side. If he attacks you, disarm him. Bind his hand. But I beg you, if at all possible, please do not kill him. Why haven't you left this place for somewhere safer? Because people might need help, and they will come to the temple in search of a priest. I will not hide away in a hole, saving my own neck while Kenabres is full of people suffering in the wake of demons' attacks. I have to go. Wait, 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city, the ones the Inquisitors wrongly accuse of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons and vigilantes like Halrun. They will not rest until they find them. If there is anything else you can do to save Kenabres, please do it. Stranger, wait, you spared Ramian despite what that mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on, I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Halrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. A pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from lack of sleep, but he's clearly pleased to be speaking to someone. So you're one of the Desnan adepts that tried to break into the wardstone? Yes, I'm Ilkes, cleric of Desna, and one of the people who answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person made contact with us through our dreams, telling us about the demons' plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Kenabres and do something terrible to our wardstone, which already carries the taint of corruption. Prelate Halrun refused to heed our warnings. We had to make a choice. We could either throw up our hands and pull back or take action, even though it could cost us our lives. But what heartless person could stand by in the face of such a deadly threat? What were you planning to do to the wardstone? The young man hesitates. Our plan was to get to it and then follow our instincts. There were 3 of us, a cleric, a mage, and a bard. Between us, we know a lot. We're capable of a great deal. If we'd had enough time, I'm sure we could have figured out what's wrong with the wardstone and how to heal it. But they didn't give us time. Yes, the local commanders got roped into dealing with this. Some idiot kids trying to break into the wardstone. Apparently some of ours, but who even knows these days? I know there's no evil in you. I can sense things like that. But what you did was so stupid and impulsive, someone could have got hurt. I know from experience. So you lot decided that you needed to do something right away. So you did something right away. Great work. Land gives a sarcastic round of applause. Like the city authorities would have done a better job, they weren't going to do a thing even though it sounds like they knew about the danger. All they knew was that some crazies had some weird dream. But anyway, it's a little late to be trying to pin blame on people. How did you even come up with such a plan? How could we not come up with that plan? You sensed the young man's temper rising. Listen, Desna is the goddess of luck, but luck as many lay people would understand it, and luck as we, the followers of the music of the spheres, see it, are far from the same thing. Other people believe that luck is something good that falls into your lap just because, like a generous but unearned reward. We see luck as a fundamental law of creation, according to which even in the darkest hour of the most hopeless situation, a chance of rescue and change for the better can arise. But you've got to seize this chance when it presents itself, or better yet, create your own. Followers of Desna are not people who like idleness and inaction. That's why when Kenabres was in trouble, we did as our goddess had taught us. We took the matter into our own hands and tried in a moment of desperation to pluck our chance from the hands of fate itself. You were trying to help. Can they punish you if you're trying to help? Is that allowed? Sometimes it's even necessary. So what, you went up against Halrun, but he's the official governor of the city. What of it? Says the cleric with remarkable complacency. Submitting to unworthy leaders is one of the great ills of our civilization. We will never defeat the demons if we keep listening to people like Halrun. Whose voice have you been hearing in your dreams? Nobody knows what it is, but everyone who has heard her, I should say, is convinced that she is a good and pure soul chosen by Desna. We had a choice. We could trust her, accept that we have an ally somewhere who isn't afraid of all the armies of the abyss, or we could drown in suspicions and get one step closer to becoming just like Halrun. We decided to trust the voice, and seeing Kenabres devastated, which is what our unknown ally tried to prevent until the very end, I can see now who had the truth on their side. Where are your fellow worshippers, and how many of them are there? Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. We split up to confuse the Inquisitors who are chasing us. Do you need help? Desna teaches us to trust in last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends are called Aranka and Thor. Thor the Wallflower. Aranka is an amazing singer and a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She's probably blended into a crowd somewhere. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk using magic. It will only bring the Inquisition down on him. He'll be harder to find. You'd better find Aranka first. She might know where Wallflower is. Please find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. I will await news in the Goddess's temple. I hope our mysterious helper will send us a new message that will reveal what is to come from the demons. I have to go. Okay. let's take a look at the journal. Common cause. Okay, it doesn't say. Usually it tells us that we have some factions that we need to recruit, but it doesn't quite say so here just yet anyway. Okay, let's stealth again. Judging by the size of the bloodstain, the body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones. Terendelev, most likely. Okay, let's go up here.
Let us press on.
Have a chat to these tieflings. Secret passage, the errand is complete. Watch it, watch it. What are you goons doing? You'll bloody crush me. A young tiefling lies trapped in a collapsed section of tunnel. Another 2 tieflings scramble around, trying in vain to free him from the rubble. Quit whining. Hey, alarm, someone's coming. Maybe he will help us. Wise up, would you, before you get us killed. Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on, don't leave me. I'll die here. Hey guys, I see you're in a bit of a jam. Get a load of this lot and no escort either. Woljif, you little shit. How are you not dead yet? And who's that with you? They're friends of mine. Great guys. Woljif turns to you and out of the corner of his mouth says, listen, do me a solid. Help them drag his sorry carcass free. They'll repay you. Cross my heart. 16. 8, okay. Hopefully we can get this. I'll help you pull him out from under the rubble. Fail, really? Damn it. Clearing the rubble proves a bigger challenge than expected. By the time you finally free the trapped tiefling, you are ready to collapse with fatigue. Woo, I'm alive and all in one piece, give or take. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. The freed tiefling turns to his companions. And you 2 clowns, I don't want to hear a word out of you. Get into the tunnel now. One trip, just go to the Grey Garrison and back. Don't be a coward, it's not going to collapse. Go, or else we came all this way for nothing. That ended well, didn't it? Wished? Not now, talk later. The tiefling eyes you and elbows his chatty companion in the ribs, causing him to double over in pain. Sounds very suspicious to me. Come clean, who are you? Alright, don't hurt us. People call us the Thieflings. We kind of skirt around the edges of the law. That's how we make our living. Say some tyrant bans books that show off stuff he don't like, or fancy Kionan wine he don't drink. Is it wrong if we step in to fill the gap in the market? If there's a demand for it, someone's got to sell it. Homeland of the Elven race. Okay. Don't go thinking we're gangsters or anything. Our only concern is making the lives of citizens easier for a little coin. People in this city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Grey Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry or who's needing some nighttime reading material, we can get all the things for him that his heartless superiors refuse to. We're providing a public service. Okay, I helped you. Now you can help me and Commander Tirabade to save Kenabres. The militia needs people with various skills, even ones as unusual as yours. You what? Are you blind or something? The tiefling points at his horns and his tail. Know what people call us? A Rilu spawn, and that's one of the nicer nicknames. Crusaders and tieflings don't mix. We'll be torched on sight. Whoa. Tirabade? Irabeth Tirabade from the Eagle Watch? Lads, we have to help her. She's one of the only big shots in this town that actually treat us with any decency. Why should we risk our necks for the Crusaders? Because Irabeth risked her neck for ours. She saved me from that creep Holrun, yanked me straight out of his torture chamber. Only a worthless toe rag would refuse to help her out after that. Nah, I'm not listening to any more of this. The tiefling makes a show of covering his ears. You do what you want. I'm heading for the River Kingdoms. Okay. Go on then. I'm going with the Crusaders and I'm going to round up the others to help. The tiefling smirks. We've made some good money in the city. It'd be a shame to surrender our meal ticket to the demons, but enough yammering. So long. Hey, tieflings have joined the Crusaders. Nice. So that's one group we've finally gotten. Okay, so we have fatigue now. That's not ideal. Okay.
We march ahead.
Let's keep going down this way then.
They will not expect my strike.
Now that we've gotten... Actually, let's save it here and I'll go back down this way to have a chat with Holrun. Now that we've talked to Ramian. See if we can convince Holrun to not be so so zealous, I suppose. Well, what brings you to me? I talked to... let's see. Ramian really warned you about the attack? I don't remember if I read this or not, but looks like the game doesn't think I've picked these dialogue options, so let's have a go. Those crazed Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on the... Ooh, I think I have read this. Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams. And those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Minister Curls for Brains came to him and declared that the demons were about to attack the city and that the Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Iomade, forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up. My people caught them red. Yeah, I think I have read this. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? He has a point. In a war, well-intentioned idiots can be more dangerous than enemy arrows. But how can you tell who's an idiot and who's clever? Sometimes the cleverest people make the biggest mistakes. Smart people can do stupid things, it's true, but there are some people who make a habit out of doing stupid things, and they're proud of it too. Okay. Let's see. I talked to Ramian. He's not your enemy. He only wants what's good for Kenabres. The Inquisitor gives you a black look. I would consider those words an admission of treason from anyone else, but I don't wish to draw my weapon against he who has been given heaven's gift, and I won't as long as you don't do anything worse than conniving with that rabble-rouser Ramian. Heaven is a plane in the outer sphere, a realm of pure righteousness where, okay, forces of good gather to aid those on less virtuous planes and help worthy souls find rest. Alright? I won't ask you again to kill the rabble-rouser, but as soon as we liberate the city from the demons, my faithful will hunt him down. I think I've chosen this option, but since it says I haven't. Let's go again. Why? Why? You must not be from these parts or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception. They worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all manner of false disguises. Yeah, I remember this. Guards let them in. I think... Yeah, I remember reading this. I don't know why I'm not saying that we have read this before. That bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre. Many have come here, even the Baylor Karamzadeh, and they've all been sent straight back to where they came from. Okay. Prelate, your forces are needed elsewhere. Irabeth Tirabade, Warden of the City, is gathering troops in the Defender's Heart Tavern to strike against the demons. Who now? Tirabay? That upstart warden of the city? And I suppose I've already been written off for dead. This isn't sedition, this is outright insurrection. I'm loath to abandon my watch, but I can't turn a blind eye to such a blatant usurpation of power. We have no hope of defeating the enemy if there is disorder within our own ranks. I'm going over there right now. I need to see what this Irabeth is up to. Okay, Prelate Holren's soldiers have joined the crusade now. Okay. Dirt trapped beneath the mongrel's claws. Okay. Is there something over here? Didn't they say there was a hole or something? Alright, well, I don't see anything else there. Loot. More loot over here and more over there too, okay. Let's stealth up. Where's this loot that's supposed to be here? Okay. Tiger. Let's adopt. There's Tiger. Cat's feral instincts provide a +2 morale bonus on perception and law nature check. Okay. Give it to. Guess we give it to Seal. Okay. What does fatigue do? -2 penalty to strength and dexterity. Okay, that's not great. Not sure if I want to rest now. Probably a bit too early to be resting. Save it here. Let's go to area exit. So I think once we've gotten through the tavern defense that's coming up, we will then be able to take our time to explore everything else. All this other stuff here. I think for now the priorities are Blackwing Library and also the Arende House. So first off, let's... guess we should go for the Blackwing Library. Fighting in the Arende Party House. So yeah, let's go to the Blackwing Library. Stealth. Let's go down here. Okay. Right, nice. Did we fail another perception check down here? Seems like we might have, which is not ideal.
Wearing a robe? Check. Baphomet symbol around the neck? Check. Crazy eyes? Check. Note to self. Bring a mirror next time to be able to adjust the optimal level of eye craziness. Everything is ready for the experiment. An audience. Problematic, but not critical. You there, boy. Stay out of this. It is counterproductive to stand in the way of scientific progress.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Who's that? I don't know her.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am your sister in sin, a devotee of Lord Baphomet's dark will, and so on and so forth.
She looks like one of us, but she talks kinda weird. Who's there with you?
Who? Oh, Oh, them! Just an audience, they don't matter. Consider them a supplementary component of the coming experiment.
Let's just shrug, remaining silent.
In the name of our Lord Baphomet, please be so kind as to undertake a little test of your competency in our wicked cause. Let's start with something simple. So here's my first question. What is Lord Baphomet's favorite weapon?
We will not answer to you.
Our lord can wield any kind of weapon. He is all-powerful.
Wrong. He wields no weapons at all. He doesn't need any. He just gores his enemies with his horns.
Pass the religion check. Okay. Actually, it's Isagol, a glaive made of red adamantine.
That is correct. But still, boy, no prompting, please. This experiment has taken quite a surprising turn. I would never have expected the followers of the great Baphomet to be baffled by such a simple question. Fine. Let's recalibrate the difficulty and proceed with the next question. Please name Lord Baphomet's sacred animal.
A bull! Of course, everybody knows that.
Yep. And a cow.
It's an aurochs, as a matter of fact.
I'd like to ask you to stop prompting them, but it seems they could do with a prompt or two. It appears the experiment has yielded results which are as unexpected as they are incredible. Baphomet's cultists have not the slightest idea about who Baphomet really is, let alone any in-depth knowledge of his ideology or philosophy. I'm positive that this news will cause a sensation in widest scientific circles.
Damn it! She's right. I'm a shitty excuse for a cultist. And my mother used to tell me to become a plowman.
Hey, take it easy. We've only had 2 questions. You there, come on, ask another one. We'll get the next one.
Ask them some more. They might still manage it.
Is there any sense in continuing? You cannot answer the simplest of questions. I am ashamed of all of you, as cultists and as individuals.
Please, ask again. I can answer. I'm sure I can.
How do you spell Baphomet's name?
B-A-F-A... Oh, screw it. To hell with Baphomet. I thought it was gonna be fun, but instead there are all these questions. I'm done here. I'm going back to my home village, back to my mother.
Hey, wait! You there! How dare you stir up discord in our ranks? Grab her and tie her up! And her entire entourage, too!
The experiment is complete. Unable to deal with the questions, the cultists decide to deal with the examiner instead. A typical reaction for a person who has never been burdened with any intelligence. Now you're gonna start hitting each other, aren't you? Please, proceed. I won't interrupt.
Do not hold back.
Let's see. Fighter. Sharpshooter. Flat-footed creatures, that's fine. Use Bless. Need a little bit of a bonus. Ah, okay, never mind. We're not gonna get Bless. Dude just got knocked down. Okay, let's see. We need to heal up. Can't use Grease. Dog is almost down as well. It's alright. Let's see if we can keep going here. Okay. Someone else got down? No, doesn't look like it. No one's really hitting anything. Be nice if Nenio would actually help us. Why is this archer so hard to hit? Okay, there we go, finally. The absence of an answer is an answer too. Okay.
The result is statistically predictable, especially considering their intelligence level.
Okay.
What about you, boy? Are you ready to answer some questions for the good of science? Let's proceed with the experiment. My first question is simple. Which colors does the goddess Iomade prefer?
You're absolutely convinced that the correct answer is red and white. Okay.
This answer is correct. It is comforting to meet at least one educated person in the melting pot of ignorance that is Kenabres today. Let's proceed. Did Aradin take part in any crusade before he died?
Aradin was the immortal Aslanti who raised the Starstone from the bottom of the Inner Sea, and in so doing founded the city of Absalom and ascended to godhood. Okay, interesting. You know for sure that Aradin died not long before the world wound opened and the first crusade began. Did Aradin take part in any crusade? No.
Your answer is correct. Aradin's death dates to 4606, and that is precisely the year when the world wound was opened. The first crusade started back in 4622. Your knowledge would make Mendev's crusaders proud. My final question is, what is the title that Aurilu Vorlesh bears? Is she the architect of the world wound, the lord of the labyrinth, or the border acquisitor of the shapeless abyss?
Knowledge world check. Succeed. Okay. Architect of the world wound.
That's correct. Most excellent. You successfully answered all of my questions. Splendid. Amazing. This is a breakthrough. I thank you for your cooperation. It seems to me that I owe you an explanation. My name is Nenio. I am an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognized scientific luminary, future author of the great Encyclopedia Galarianica, and rector of all Absalom's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. I also know several spells.
Now, can you finally tell me what you were getting at with all those questions?
It is so heartening to see you strive for knowledge. I have been conducting an experiment comparing the intellectual abilities of the average cultist with those of the average crusader. And I must admit that you passed the test with flying colors. This does offer a glimmer of hope for the future of Crusade. I have always claimed that despite the popular beliefs about the limited intellectual abilities of those in the army, at least some of them can be considered educated. It pleases me to see that I was correct.
So you're saying that I'm mediocre?
Yes.
Why do you keep calling me boy? I have a name, you know.
I apologize for an injury to your ego, but your name is irrelevant on the grand scale of the universe. Thus, it cannot possibly interest me. I will forget it as soon as I hear it. To avoid unnecessary confusion, I'd prefer to not know it at all.
Kenabres isn't safe right now. Shall we join forces?
Do you wish to become my follower? To accompany me on my expeditions to the World Wound? To assist me in my experiments? To run errands for me? Perhaps even to write down my deepest thoughts for the benefit of future generations? Oh, how splendid! Of course, I agree. Truth be told, I have no money to pay you. But you will be aiding the progress of science, and that is its own reward.
If we join forces, you'll have to follow my instructions during our expeditions.
Huh? What? Oh, yes, the dangers and these battles. Of course, I will follow your orders. I place my life in your capable hands, so I can focus on the things that really matter.
I agree.
Excellent. You're hired. To think that I finally found someone to accompany me. 27 Crusaders before you said no. Not one of them saw the undeniable appeal of my offer. Your first assignment is to take me to a safe place. I have to admit that today's experiment has left me quite tired.
Okay, let's see. Let's drop. Okay, you have the scroll of cure moderate runes. That's fine. Yep, that's okay. Okay, let's drop Woljif and we'll pick up Nenio. Now let's pick up all this stuff. We are encumbered now. Okay. Should be fine. Okay, let's head back this way. I know there's at least one more thing over here that we could be able to find. Perception check failed, okay. Alright, so now we need to level up. I think leveling up triggers or gives another opportunity to pass a perception check, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll do the level ups here and then we'll see if we can find the thing that's we still haven't found yet. Okay, so we completed Sealer's level up, so let's see if she... No, she did not. Because I think there's another weapon here that we should be able to find. Let's try Nenio's level up then. Okay. Nenio.
We march ahead.
Look like it. Perception check. Maybe we need to stack the perception checks. Actually, she can take the lockpicker's kit. Oh well, I think there's a I think this is a weapon here, but because we didn't have the perception to find it, unfortunately, I think we are missing out on it. Okay, dog. Yeah. Nope. Failed all the checks, so that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. It would have been nice to sell for some cash after using it in the early stages of the game, but oh, it is what it is. Okay, weight is too great. Whoa, okay, it's very... 25 pounds. And 4. 15 pounds and it's 3. Okay. Breastplate is quite good. We'll just drop these then. Collect all. Okay, apparently we can collect all. Let's continue on to Blackwing Library. I guess we can go to the Lost Bag. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, they're right next to us. Yikes. Okay. Guess Sealer can go up there. Let's use another bless. Dude can come and attack this spider here. Okay, spider missed. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a lot of damage. Auto cast. Yeah, I guess we could auto cast Nenio's cantrips. Acid Splash, Ray of Frost. I don't know if... Put one of them anyway. Let's see. Magic Missile. Mage. Armor. Okay. Mirror Image, always handy. Pit could be handy too. Okay, nice. Alright. Stay here and see if we can leave. Yeah, okay, it's gonna keep doing this. Let's just drop that. And we'll leave. Okay, let's collect all that. Let's go to the Blackwing Library. Okay. Save it here and we'll step forward.
What do we have here?
stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep booming voice. "Ah, Crusaders? Excellent. I'm Captain Kenabres Sazomo, and these are my men. I'm about to burn these vile backstabbers and heretics here. These pathetic imitators of the traitor Arilu who tricked their way into the ranks of the Crusaders." The knight nods at the heap of severely beaten people and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sazomal bellows threats at his prisoners who seem to be in a state of deep shock and utter terror. A strange feeling rises up within you. It is pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain that it is right. What happened to the library? Demons showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't here to see it myself. I was fighting in the square. But these filthy traitors told me everything. My fists made them quite chatty. So what, you tortured them? Do you think those methods are worthy of a crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no, but look around. The city is burning. Now is not the time for squeamishness. Why do you want to burn them? The warrior howls like a wild animal. Look around you. The city is in burning ruins, so many innocent lives lost, and all because of abominations like these here. Cultists, heretics, and spies slipping into our ranks, carrying out the orders of their brutal masters and preparing a heinous death for us all. They want to give us over to the demons just like Arilu did with Sarkoris. They deserve to feel the flames licking at their legs. You come up with nasty words to use against people. You call them heretics, cultists, spies, so you don't have to call them people. Good people just like you. You'd feel bad for doing this to people, but not to heretics. Without those words, you wouldn't be able to burn them. Okay, plus 12. Take a closer look at the ruthless crusader. Kenabres is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You have seen similar behavioral quirks before, in liars. Okay, law religion. Examine the Crusaders' armors and the symbols on it. You notice that the emblems on the armor of the two silent Crusaders belong to the Order of the Flaming Lance, but Kenabres' armor bears the sigil of the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Strange then that he introduced himself as their captain. Something's not right here. Chaotic requires Trickster Mythic Pass. I think this is the option to unlock the Trickster Mythic Path, so we're going to make this choice, even though it gives us Chaotic. Give in to the strange instinct. Idiots, stop. Heed my command in the name of Baphomet. The words fly out of your mouth before you can even think them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment. And the words hit their target. The Crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. Kenabres leaps to attention and barks out, "Sorry, couldn't have known. We'll fix it right away, sir." An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you. You enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the faces of the Crusader and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. Report, who are you? The Crusader's eyes bulge in fear as he barks out. Kenabres Sazomo, former knight of the Order of Everbright Crusaders, deserter. These two are my mates from playing cards, local fencers for stolen goods, reliable men. We set an ambush and caught 3, no 4 Crusaders. We wish to join the ranks of the triumphant army of the World Wound. Okay. Good lads, brave fighters. We could do with more like you in the cultist ranks, then our victory would be assured. Thank you, I do my best. Kenabres watches Lan with rapt attention, his eyes lingering on Lan's horn. I don't know if it's Kenabres or Caleb. Could be Caleb. I must admit that the rationality of this individual should be questioned and subjected to thorough study for the purposes of establishing the existence of said rationality. What? Caleb is a Crusader name. Are you a Crusader? I hereby give you a name worthy of a demon foul smell. Let's continue listening to our gut. Stop wasting valuable fuel. If you like burning books, go rig the Grey Garrison Library. Our enemies might try to sneak in there. Step to it. There's plenty more where that came from, sir. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure that we get make it another 2 barrels of alchemist fire from the Grey Garrison storeroom. Things are gonna burn right up in there. Okay. Okay. That looks like something we could read, actually. What's this? Barrel of flammable alchemical substance, okay. Loot some of that stuff there. Another book that it looks like we can read for some kind of bonus, I guess. Okay. I hope that beast doesn't bring what's left of the building down on our head. Fascinating phenomenon. It's a pity the specimen flew away before I could take any measurements. So this statue just turned into a griffin and flew away, which is interesting. Parisian horror, okay. Another book that we can potentially read for some stats. Added armor would be handy. Okay, now that learning spells from scrolls, that's fine. Save it here. The great library of Kenabres has been ravaged and wrecked in the most barbaric way. It seems that someone took perverse pleasure in smashing lamps and furniture and tearing pages out of books. Okay.
Is that a trap? It might be a trap.
Hana? Check failed, okay. The enormous black rift cuts the library in half. It goes so deep that one can only wonder who could have possibly wreaked such destruction. And how. Okay.
Godspeed.
Another book, without a shadow of a doubt, okay. Another book that we might be able to read, which is nice. Bookcase is full of text describing demons and methods of fighting them. Regrettably, all this knowledge wasn't enough to save Kenabres from the spawn of the abyss.
Right there. Something.
Okay.
See?
Another hidden book. How to make money during the war against demons. Fair enough. Let's free these guys now. Praise Iomade, we're saved. You came just in time. And we have the Storyteller. A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning grey hair, a ragged beard, sightless milky eyes, pale papery skin covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the faces of elves even on their deathbed has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. That is an elf with a beard. I guess the worst can be found even among the best. Bearded elf, how very intriguing. If you please, I would like to pluck out a hair of that phenomenon manifesting on your chin. In the interests of science, of course. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I'm Storyteller, and I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me Storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupations and interests. In most of the places I have been, I'm known by that name. When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories, but I have no one to tell me stories now. Sometimes Grandma does in my dreams, but I always forget them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? The corners of the blind elf's mouth slowly creep upward. For you, I may have a story to tell, but perhaps it is you who has a story for me. There was a griffin statue here. It suddenly came to life and flew away. Do you know anything about it? The griffin stood in this library for decades, but only today did he take flight. Why? I do not know, but I am glad his ancient slumber came to an end. He has a long story behind him, and yet the real tale is only just beginning today. No, I will not reveal his secrets. I think your paths will cross again, so you can ask him yourself. I want to talk to you about something. The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. In thanks for my rescue, I of course will render you a service in return, whatever it may be. However, at this moment, I wish to be somewhat safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I would be grateful if you could help me to a safe shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tells you that he won't change his mind. We can't not help him. If it was up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. This is no place for old folks. I have other things to do. I'll help you later. In that case, I'll remain here for now, wandering the city while it's under attack by demons. Wandering the city while it's under attack by demons would be inadvisable for a blind person. Don't forget to take me with you when you're going to a safe place. Okay, that should be fine. Alright, we did find this door. Secret door, which is nice. Was hoping we would, because there's some good stuff in here that we want. Especially this magic essence, we'll need that. Leather armor, okay. And water stuff, okay. Knowledge world.
A success worthy of praise.
This is a statue of the mage who founded the Blackwing Library. He cut the wing off a demon known as a rock and hung it above the entrance. Okay. Fair enough. And I think this is it. We might talk to Claim. The young man with aristocratic features wipes the sweat from his brow and gives you a courteous bow. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Claim at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought we were doomed to perish. There is death everywhere here. Sometimes I think we are all doomed, but then death has passed us by and we are still all alive. Lan looks at Ember with sorrow in his eyes. But you're an elf. You should live hundreds of years and never even worry about dying. Little elf girls shouldn't even know such words. When children are thrown into the middle of a war, they learn many sad things. That is why we have to win, so that other boys and girls don't have to learn what we did. Who are you? We are Crusaders of the Order of the Flaming Lance. Our order dedicates itself to the pursuit of hidden knowledge and magical methods of fighting the demons. We are searching for our leader, Sister Miamia, the Scholar. She spent the last few weeks here working day and night on some important research. When the demons attacked the city, we rushed here to find her, but it seems she left the city shortly before the attack began. Miamia? I don't recall the name, which means her scholarly contribution cannot have been significant. And yet her actions do intrigue me. If the opportunity arises, I would like to find out what experiment she carried out. Miamia just left the city, leaving no word of where she could be found? None. She left in a hurry without leaving any notes or orders. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that may serve as a clue is this book. My Company of Worn-Out Words, Songs of a Crusader, okay? The one she was studying. The knight holds out the leather-bound tome to you. Miamia's note mentions something about a stone book belonging to the druids of Old Sarkoros. What does that mean? Stone books? The druids of Old Sarkoros used sacred trees as books. They carved their secret knowledge on the bark. When the demons came, the druids resorted to a dark ritual that turned the trees to stone and the druids themselves into undead, doomed to guard their stone library grove forever. But that happened far from here in the stone walls. Is it possible that's where Miamia went? Or maybe she found one of those trees somewhere nearby, I don't know. The stone statue in the library suddenly turned into a living griffin. What happened? That statue was carved in Old Sarkoros long before the demonic invasion. Everyone marveled at the beauty of its fine stonework. Each feather was practically lifelike. They would say the griffin looked like it was about to spread its wings and take flight, but no one thought it would actually happen, of course. Believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are. Having said that, I do have an inkling of an idea. The knight rubs his chin thoughtfully. There was a legend in Sarkoros that mentioned an ancient chieftain who could turn into a beast and who vanquished countless enemies. But one day he just vanished. It claimed he was sleeping somewhere but would wake up one day to save Sarkoris from a terrible fate. Everybody thought it was just a tall tale. Obviously, no shape-shifting chieftain showed up to stop the demonic horde. Perhaps the statue was that very same person slumbering in stone, waking up only now that a demon lord has come real close. Don't take my word for it, it's just a guess. I hope we get a chance to take a closer look at this griffin. How did you end up in this trap? The trader met us at the door. He seemed a faithful and passionate crusader, and we didn't suspect a thing until they attacked us from behind and knocked us out. We didn't expect such trickery. Most of our order brethren are dead, and we were desperate to believe that this man in armor was a fellow crusader, a comrade. While we were unconscious, they removed our armor and tossed us on the pyre of books. What macabre blasphemy. Who is the elf with you? Is he a crusader as well? No, he calls himself the Storyteller, and he only recently arrived in Kenabres. We often saw him in the library. He was interested in writings about early Sarkoris and the era before that. It seems the trader caught him in the library and decided to kill him along with the rest of us. The young man's voice drops to a polite murmur. Have you noticed that the Storyteller is a little odd? Even for Kenabres, where you can meet strangest people from the farthest corners of the globe among the Crusaders. Have you ever seen such a decrepit elf before? Not just old, but ancient with a grey beard like that. Elves don't tend to grow beards, I thought, and they don't have wrinkles. An elf with wrinkles and a beard, a detestable absurdity. Hold on there, a beard isn't the worst thing a person can have growing on their face. You should see some of the people back in my village. The worst thing that's growing on your face is your mouth. Please try to open it a little less. Land clenches his teeth and turns away with a dismissive wave of his hand. Go to the Defender's Hut. Those who are ready to fight back are gathering there. The city still fights? Why, that's incredible news. We will go to our sanctuary guarded by our order brothers and sisters. We will bring them to the Defender's Hut. Knights of the Flaming Lance have joined the Crusaders. Okay, good. We've got 3 groups to join us now. And we will be getting one more soon. Let's talk to the Storyteller. And let's take him to the Defender's Hut. Please accept my sincere thanks once again, and if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. Yep. Okay, we solved the Burning City quest. We've got the Storyteller somewhere now. Yeah, there he is. Okay, so we'll be able to talk to him. I think for now, this is a good place to end the episode. We've done quite a bit. We've recruited 3 factions to join us for the attack on the Grey Garrison, which will be really nice. And we'll probably have to rest up because we will be going to another location where there's a fight. I think we can afford to rest once now, and we should be able to get a 4th faction to join us. Hopefully we can do it without any negative consequences since we're going Angel Oracle. And I think once we've rested at the start of the next episode, we'll also talk to the Storyteller to get information out of him regarding what he's doing, what he's looking for, and also his whatever he knows about Staunton Vane. So that's what we'll be looking forward to in the next episode. Thanks a lot for joining me for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hope you have a good one too.